Tommy TTK here, and this is the Defender Cobra M5 joystick. If you're from the UK or USA, there's a good chance you've never seen or heard about this before, and that is because this joystick is from Russia and is mainly sold over in Central and Eastern Europe. Now, I've been trying to find the perfect, cost-effective setup for space sims like Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen for many months now, and after using this stick, I believe I found it. I absolutely love this joystick from Defender. So, I had this imported to the UK from the Czech Republic. The price of this stick is on par with the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, a little bit more than the Thrustmaster T16000M. Now, because it needs to be imported, you will get higher costs due to currency exchanges and courier charges, but even with those, I paid around £45 for this. So, what do you get with this stick? Firstly, you get a very light, very loose stick that has a fairly large range of movement in the pitch, roll, and yaw axes. I really like the light feel of it, but this may not be to everyone's taste. During rotation, you will notice detents at 0, 90, 180, and 270 degrees. Again, this has advantages and disadvantages. I like it because it enables me to easily isolate an axis, but it might interfere with a smooth rotational maneuver. We get a 2-stage main trigger and an additional lower trigger for the little finger. The first stage of the top trigger and the lower trigger can be folded out of the way, and you can use the 2 stages of the top trigger completely independently or together. The lower trigger does not lock into place when in use and can fall back down if you pull your finger away from it quickly, especially when pitching down. However, I've not found this to be a real problem during use. The thumb controls are arranged in this arc pattern, fitting in with the design style found on some Russian fighter aircraft. We get 2 buttons, 2 hats, and a 3-way switch. By toggling the switch, the 2 buttons, the left hat and the lower trigger button, are switched to a different joystick input, so we can assign different functions in-game to the same button using this switch. Whilst there are certainly less controls available than the more expensive sticks from Thrustmaster or Cytec, I have found them to be perfectly adequate for Elite Dangerous and certainly offers more controls than its closest competitors. The stick itself is on the thin side, so if you have large hands, it might not be too comfortable to use. The core stick column, connecting to the base of the stick, feels fairly weak, so thrashing this stick around would not be advised. On the contrary, the base unit itself is incredibly strong, with a heavy metal base and large grips. Wherever you place this stick, it will stay there. When compared to its rivals, we can see a number of differences. The Thrustmaster offers the largest stick circumference and is the only one able to be arranged for left-handed use. Though the Cobra's base is much larger and heavier than the other two, it takes up no more desk space than the Thrustmaster and much less than the Logitech. The Cobra stick offers the lightest resistance, enabling fine control around the center, which is good for aiming at distant targets. The Logitech has the strongest resistance and the smallest range of motion in all 3 axes, which may be more suitable for making large movements for close combat maneuvers. Again, the Thrustmaster sits somewhere between these 2 points, and therefore might be to the preference of most people. It is worth pointing out that when you buy this stick, you get a disc copy of the free-to-play game War Thunder. The disc itself is kind of pointless, as you'll just download the latest version anyway. However, if you can work out the Russian instructions, you can redeem 1,000 Golden Eagles to use in-game, which would enable you to purchase one of the premium aircraft which would normally cost real money to acquire. So, this concludes this look at the Defender Cobra M5 joystick, which I must conclude is easily the best stick in the price range, surpassing the offers from both Thrustmaster and Logitech. Look in the description for more info and subscribe if you want to see more joystick reviews soon.
Target shields have fallen. Target destroyed.